In a small American town stood a modest elementary school with creaky wooden floors, chalkboard walls, and sunlight pouring through tall windows. Among the students in Mrs. Turner's 5th grade class were 2 boys, Ethan and Michael. They were the same age, sat only a desk apart, but had very different ways of living. On the first day of school, Mrs. Turner walked to the front of the classroom with a warm smile. She held up a box filled with brand new pencils. "These pencils," she said, "are like your lives. What you do with them will decide the kind of mark you leave on the world." Each child eagerly reached for a pencil. Ethan grabbed his quickly, twirling it between his fingers with excitement. Michael, on the other hand, held his pencil gently, examining the smooth wood and sharp graphite tip as if it were something precious. Ethan used his pencil carelessly. He scribbled on desks, tapped it against chairs, and broke the eraser off within days. When he got bored, he doodled aimlessly, wasting page after page. By the end of the first semester, Ethan's pencil was nearly gone. It had been sharpened too often, chewed on too much, and used without thought. When it grew too small to hold, he tossed it into the trash without hesitation. Ethan laughed. "It's just a pencil. Who cares?" Michael, however, treasured his pencil. He wrote neatly, making each page meaningful. He used the eraser carefully, saving space by writing small but clear words. He even kept the pencil safe in his backpack when not in use. Over the months, Michael filled his notebooks with stories, math problems, and reflections about life. He wrote about his dreams of becoming a writer, about his admiration for his parents, and even about the stars he saw on quiet nights. By the end of the year, Michael's pencil was just a tiny stub barely an inch long. But beside it sat stacks of full notebooks, each page carrying part of his journey. The end of the year, on the last day of school, Mrs. Turner asked each student to bring their pencils to the front. Ethan shrugged. "I don't have mine anymore. I used it up." Michael walked forward and held out the tiny stub of wood. The class laughed at how small it was, but Mrs. Turner silenced them. She lifted Michael's stub in one hand and a pile of his notebooks in the other. "Do you see the difference?" she asked gently. Ethan's pencil disappeared, leaving nothing behind. But Michael's pencil, though nearly gone, created pages of wisdom and stories. Life is like this pencil. It doesn't matter how long it lasts, it matters what you create with it. The room grew silent. Ethan looked down, realizing the truth in her words. Michael's face glowed not with pride, but with understanding. Years later, decades passed. Ethan grew up, living a life of quick pleasures, chasing temporary excitement but leaving little impact. Michael, true to his dreams, became a writer and speaker.